Well, hello, hello, hello. Another Friday night with all of you. And I wore the black dobak today, black uniform. I normally never wear it. It's really strange. The black uniform, the it doesn't fit too well on me. It fits really small. Like it's more of a size 4 or more of a size 5 than it is a size 6. It says 6 on it, but if it's tighter than a 6 would be. Like you see me with my blue uniform. My blue uniform fits me well. Enough space for me to maneuver and do martial arts. Red uniform is a little bit tighter, but I can still move in it. The black uniform, ooh, I'm like, why? Why is it so tight? I feel if I throw a high kick, I'm going to rip my pants. And then the white uniform is much like the blue uniform. It fits very well, lots of movement, and they're all size 6. Oh well, but I haven't worn black in a while, so I'm gonna finish off the week in a black uniform, and then next week I go back to my Dobox, my Adidas Dobox size 5. There's three size 5 uniforms that are just big enough to fit me right now. I'm not really complaining about this one right here. It fits like a 4. It's like it went past 5 and down to 4, or the lower end of a size 5. That's not important. So thought I'd let you know that. Nothing too big in my notes here. ADHD and autistic students. At least one time every season, I will get a parent that walks up to me and tells me my son has a condition, and they're quite embarrassed by it, as if they're well. First, I get the approach of uh, maybe you've noticed that my son or daughter doesn't focus too well or follow directions too well. He was diagnosed with so and so. Most of the time it's autism or ADHD. And so I know why, or I assume the reason why is because they don't want to come off as asking for special treatment, but they want me to know of the child's condition, which is great. It's very courteous. Thank you for that. And my reply is usually going to be, "Okay, thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me. I'll give it a shot." Because I don't want. It's like I agree with them. I'm not dismissing what they told me, but at the same time, it's going to be okay. I'm going to do my thing. And I never do give special treatment, really. But I would talk to them, train them all the same way. They will all get my attention. And then there are the parents who are a little more entitled, and they're going to be, how do I describe it? My son did this, my son achieved that. I've never had any really way up there egotistical people. But there was like some exceptions or expectations. I will admit that those are the kinds of parents and students who eventually leave. I give the best I can. The time I got. Next up here, I have teaching the way I normally do with those children, and proudly. I put there proudly getting through. Yeah, proudly getting through. I take pride with it. I don't give them special treatment. There's no extra attention, like uber extra attention. And the ones who do stay, they come out all right. Self defense focusing on staying close for elbows and knees. If you've been attending class so far, then you already know what that means. It's attacking because taekwondo is a striking art that specializes in medium distance combat. So if this is medium from the camera, elbows and knees has to be right there. It's in your face. Elbows and knees, it's in your face. And that's not somewhere where a lot of people, especially in my program, are used to and comfortable with. In my own training, oh yeah, way up close and personal. It's so different from when you watch the UFC and you see them throwing knees and elbows, grappling. But when you do it yourself, it gives you such a different perspective. And then in this program, I'm with the adult women too, and they're bringing me in close. They're following directions, and that's cool because they're comfortable with me being there, and hopefully they can have a similar kind of reaction if they ever get into that kind of self-defense situation. They can bring in the attacker real close, take him out, knees, knees, and it starts with me. Everything starts with me. There was a conversation I had. I started thinking heavily about it last Wednesday night. I had a conversation last Wednesday night, and then it went on into some conversation on Thursday night, and then now it's on my mind for tonight about how the training starts with me. It does, absolutely starts with me. And so if I am straying, then they're not getting the training they need to get. The students, the customers. The students are the students, but the parents are the customers. You get that distinction? I have to. I feel the need. I feel that I should not satisfy, but give both. Excuse me. I have to give both attention in this job of mine. Mm-mm-mm. Good. So that's what I was thinking of, right? Just like that. Uh and so I I finally broke the bubble that I created for myself. I'm more sociable. I'm not saying I'm Mr. Sociable, but I am more sociable. I finally asked girls out at a coffee shop. Never met them before in my life. If I keep waiting for the perfect time, I'll be waiting forever. A lot of me, man, I'm telling you, when I have that breakdown almost 2 years ago, wow, it's there's so much text, quotes, videos I watched, self help, motivational. It roams in my head, but it's to a point to where when I need that special quote, pop, it pops. Here I am, and it's the perfect moment. I almost I don't know if I unconsciously did that or it's just the order that I took the material in. It did it by itself. For example, I'm gonna let you listen to one of the quotes, one of the videos and sound file. I'll call it speeches that talks about time. If you've heard me talk about time, this is one of the sources that I listen to where I got all my information from. I don't listen to music much. Or I'll say it's half and half now. I'll listen to some kind of motivational speech as I'm driving, which I do. I do a lot of driving, and the other half is music. So this is about time, and at least this will give me a chance to munch a little bit more. It's about 4 minutes long, so listen in, and maybe we can even start a conversation either on here or in person. Huh? Let's get it done. Let's see.
It's really time for someone to cut the crap and tell you the truth about how much effort it takes to develop a great skill set. And what most people want to hear is that you don't have to work hard, okay? All you need is the magic pill, all right? But what you need to hear is that there's in fact a substantial time and effort commitment that must be made if you want to develop a noticeably improved level. I don't have time is the number one reason that people have for why they can't fit everything in. But in fact, it's not a valid excuse at all. It's simply an excuse made by lazy people. But the truth is, you're always going to make time for whatever is most important in your life. If reading a book a week is important to you, you're going to make time for that. Going to the gym is important to you, you'll make the time. If being with a loved one is important to you, you will make the time. Successful people use every hour wisely and very rarely will fritter their time away in unproductive and meaningless activities. You can never honestly say, I don't have time, because that's never a valid reason. Another big thing too is this. You gotta understand that no one is gonna do this for you. Alright? No one is gonna do this for you. Now it's important to be accountable, right? At the end of the day, no one's gonna push me above me at the end of the day, right? You gotta throw yourself on the pyre. You gotta throw yourself onto that shit. Another thing to understand is how the thing that you typically want to do the least is the thing that you actually need to do the most. Resistance will unfailingly point to true north, meaning that calling or action it most wants to stop us from doing. And we can use this. We can use it as a compass. We can navigate our resistance, letting it guide us to that calling or purpose that we must follow before all others. The more important a call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel toward pursuing it. It is, and you currently feel the most resistance towards at the moment, that is in fact the very thing that you need to do the most. You'll never find the time. You must make the time, even if that means sacrificing in other areas. You can never honestly say, I don't have time, because that's never a valid reason. There's no time, it's not going to be better later. You know what I mean? It's not going to be better later. I do not regret, like, when I step up and I fail. What I regret is not taking action at all. There's no time like the present whatsoever to step. Action is always the answer.
So, with that, it's true. It's really true. Everyone has the same amount of time. What makes us different is how we prioritize it. We make the time. So when it comes to me, I make the time for family. I make the time for taekwondo family. I make the time for it. I haven't gone on vacation like ever. Sure, I was in the Philippines when I was 3 years old. You think I remember that? I've done conventions. That's a kind of vacation, but only for one day. No, 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 like work was always on my mind. I gotta be there. I gotta be there. Even when we have the Christmas New Year, when we have that time off, I'm at home. Catching up on chores. Yay. Catching up on doing more workouts. Yay. Well, that's actually a good thing though. Actually a good thing. But there's no vacation because this is what I prioritize. This. As try as I might with my students, they will, you know, I would try to put that into them too, but I have no right to force them to keep coming to class. Stuff happens. Different interests, different priorities, different events come up. For those who do come back, even just to visit, if you just visit, that's great. At least, I know that I'm that me or the taekwondo is still, a part of your life, a part of your soul. Let me know how deep it goes. For me, it goes deep. It goes deep. Mm. Do I want to lose weight? Yes. Did I want to reduce my food intake? No, because I love food. I'm a foodie. But to achieve what I wanted, I prioritized lowering the food intake. Now, I could be eating better stuff, but this is the first meal I had for today. You might think I'm going to go hungry, I'll be starving. Surprisingly, not. It's called OMAD, one meal a day. And I have to tell you, physically, I feel great. When I would do my 3 meals a day, even at lower amounts of food, lower servings, because I ate 3 meals a day, the weight never changed. And then if I had like a binging day or I ate a slightly bigger meal of the three, I'd walk around just feeling like a balloon about to pop. I'm so full of water that it's about to pop. But when I started doing this one meal a day, and just eating dinner, my heart doesn't beat so fast. Sometimes I get these weird feelings as if I'm about to pass out, but then I never do. All of that has stopped. And it took for me to uh, discipline myself to just eat once a day. Nothing too crazy. I mean, this is not crazy at all. 2 packets of noodles and 1 packet of lean. It's turkey, by the way. I threw away the package already, but this time I have turkey, so it's lean meat. I don't know if you can tell about turkey. And then I drown myself in water. If I do get any hunger pains, I had a few. Water. If it's early afternoon or morning, black coffee. The black coffee turns off that feeling of hunger. Um, I'll do some more of these motivational speeches. A lot of them have bad words in it. That's why there's going to be a few I never let you listen to, because I don't feel like going like start, stop, start, or lower the volume. But these, I listen to these. I've gone to a therapist. There's nothing wrong about having therapy. It doesn't mean you're crazy or cuckoo. Everyone needs a coach, a life coach. If I knew that such a job existed, I would have went full on into being a life coach. Life coach. And life coaches are not the perfect people either. They got their own vices too. But it would be such a great accomplishment to be able to guide other people in the right direction. Because you know what I get from teaching? I can figure out what works for me too by seeing how my students react to it. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I hope I motivate you somehow.